Walk into any gym at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday, and it looks like the easiest business in the world. Every machine is taken, the weights are loud, and there's a line at the desk. The scene suggests a simple formula: more people, more memberships, more money. But that 1 hour of the day is a lie. A typical mid-sized gym might have 7,000 members on the books, while the building itself is physically and legally capped at holding only a tiny fraction of that number. If even 10% of those 7,000 people showed up at the same time, you would have 700 people trying to squeeze into a room built for maybe 250. It would violate the fire code within minutes. This spatial reality means gym owners actively want you to stay home. A gym full of daily regulars would require a much larger building with significantly higher utility bills just to serve the exact same number of paying customers. A commercial gym operates as a volume subscription business. It happens to have dumbbells in the room, but the revenue depends on the statistical bet that most of those members will pay their dues and never use the equipment. The need for that statistical bet starts with the cost of opening the front door. The physical equipment is actually a minor expense compared to turning a retail shell into a space safe for 100 exercising bodies. Take the air itself. Building codes require roughly 20 cubic feet of fresh air per minute for every person exercising in the room. For 100 people at peak time, that's over 2,000 cubic feet of air pumped in every minute. That requires a full HVAC system upgrade that can cost $50,000 before you've sold a single membership. Then there are the hidden requirements: rubber flooring to absorb the impact of dropped barbells, moisture-resistant locker rooms with specialized plumbing, and annual public performance licenses just to play background music. These are massive, non-negotiable expenses that have nothing to do with fitness. To manage these costs, many owners lease their equipment rather than buying it outright. While this keeps cash free for the build-out, it creates a debt trap: fixed monthly payments with interest rates around 8% that must be paid regardless of how many people walk through the door. These inescapable monthly bills, the rent, the air, and the debt, force owners to seek a membership base far larger than the building could ever actually hold. Finding that volume is a challenge because a gym's addressable market is strictly hyperlocal. Roughly 80% of members come from within a 10 to 15-minute drive of the building. That is your entire world. Inside that radius, members are divided into two financial categories. The active regular, who comes 3 times a week, is a liability. They use the hot water, wear down the treadmill belts, and crowd the floor during peak hours, potentially pushing other members to cancel. The ghost member is the asset. They pay every month but never show up. They require no utilities, no cleaning, and 0 wear and tear. In economic terms, their cost of service is 0, allowing their entire monthly payment to flow straight to the bottom line. The industry relies on the January surge to find these ghosts. 12% of all annual signups happen in this single month, providing a massive injection of cash that carries the business through the quiet summer months when new signups slow down. To protect this ghost revenue, gyms engineer friction into the cancellation process. Contracts often require you to cancel in person or through certified mail, rather than a simple click on an app. These hurdles have drawn the attention of the Federal Trade Commission, which has tried to introduce national rules requiring that canceling a subscription be just as easy as signing up for one. While federal efforts have stalled in court, cities like New York have moved on their own, enforcing local click-to-cancel laws that penalize gyms over $500 for every instance of artificial cancellation friction. This friction remains a core part of the business because the model fundamentally depends on it. A typical gym cannot financially survive without the 66% of its members who pay but never attend. When the math between fixed costs and ghost memberships breaks, the collapse can be massive. Valley Total Fitness, once the largest chain in the country, filed for bankruptcy twice in a single year as its debt-heavy model gave way. These failures aren't caused by people losing interest in exercise. They happen when a gym's fixed costs, from high-interest equipment leases to expensive urban rents, outpace the actual reliable revenue from memberships. This chart compares how modern gyms build a safety net against those costs. On the left, a one-on-one trainer hits a hard revenue ceiling of about $80 an hour. On the right, small group training scales the model. 4 clients each pay $40, doubling the hourly revenue to $160. One dedicated personal training client can generate as much profit as dozens of standard members. This high-margin revenue provides the buffer a gym needs to survive the high turnover rate of its general membership. A gym membership creates a conflict between your fitness goals and the building's overhead. If you succeed and become a regular, you become a physical liability. The industry survives by mastering the economics of the people who stop showing up.